It's time for the Larry H. Miller Utah Summer Games at Southern Utah University in Cedar City. Register today to participate in the 40th anniversary season of a Utah sports tradition at utahsummergames.org. Participate in over 50 sports around the state. Then plan to join the opening ceremonies Friday, June 5th, presented by State Bank of Southern Utah. Register today to participate in the 40th anniversary season of the Larry H. Miller Utah Summer Games.
It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag NBA.
Some stars might push back. They're used to having the ball in their hands. They might take it as maybe a slight, but it doesn't sound like you did. Why was that something that you were so happily to go home?
One, I'm not a star. Two, I want to win.
Jalen Brunson on who he is. Oh, the Knicks. They're making. You know this, PK. You live back there. Geltziler came on and told us the Knicks this time of year dwarf everything they want to believe. The path to the finals is there. When's the last time they could this seriously talk out loud about a championship and have their star player talk so definitively? I'm not here to explain anything. Boom, this is who I am.
Well, he said he's not a star, right?
But is he a winner? He's not a star. He views himself as a grinder. He doesn't view himself as Luka Doncic or LeBron or Wemby.
Yeah. I mean, that's what people back east do. I look at me, man. I'm not a star.
See?
I'm just a grinder. Just trying to get through today's show. And hopefully y'all can hear me and I can hear him, and away we go. And I can hear you and I can see you in that blue, beautiful shirt and that nice coiffed hair you've got. All is well, man. You just keep going on, and you don't let all this other stuff get in the way, particularly when the goal is in sight. You know, everybody talks about outside noise. I'm going to start a podcast, and I'm going to call it Inside Noise. And the whole thing is going to be come on in, right? Inside Noise, IN. Come on in to my world. What do you think of that?
I think it's a good idea. I think you should do it.
I need a podcast. I feel so naked and so unfulfilled without a podcast.
Man, I have so many things to say right now. I'm trying to decide whether I should derail the segment or not.
This is the segment. How is anything derailed?
You
can't
had a podcast
derail what
once upon a
actually
time, there,
is.
sir.
First off, you already have a podcast. The whole show is podcast. Second, the only thing
that's our podcast. I want my podcast.
Well,
I mean, I'm tired. For years, I propped up the Jacksons and my brothers. Now I want to go solo, Joseph.
all you got to do is do it. Nobody's stopping you but you. Nate'll fire you up. You probably want compensation, though.
Once upon a time, there was a show called In Contention with Patrick Kinahan.
Yuck. Well done.
Yeah, but then like 2 weeks later, the thing blew up.
We can bring it back around, though.
I want something that's going to be, I'm going to call it Inside Noise. What do you think of that?
We can rebuild him. 2 games tonight. Cleveland Cavaliers, Detroit Pistons, 5 o'clock. Game 6 in Cleveland. They can win the series or back to Detroit for Game 7 Sunday. And the Spurs have 3-2 on Minnesota. They can win the series at home tonight or back to Minnesota Sunday. Both those games are on Prime Video tonight, 5 and 7:30. You feeling like they're going to close it out? Anybody coming back from 3-2 here, or the Cavs and Spurs, now that they won the pivotal Game 5, ready to win it? Whether it's 6 or 7, who cares? When we get back here Monday morning, do you think the Cavs and Spurs will have advanced?
Oh, I think the Spurs definitely are the better team.
Yep.
So the other one, I think, is a 50-50. I've been saying it all along. Now, I hope the visitor wins both, just for the opportunity to have a 7th game. I mean, I don't really care who wins either of these series. I have no attachment to either team. But just from a basketball fan standpoint, 7th games was so much on the line deep into the playoffs. You know, I think you get to the 7th game of the second round, you are deep into the playoffs, and you want that opportunity, obviously, to get to the conference final. But I mean, everybody's got Oklahoma City and San Antonio in the conference final, as the de facto NBA final for that matter. So I have no reason to stop on the other one. And this Cleveland Detroit one. Thought it was a flip, and who's going to play better that particular night? Who's going to make the opportunities to take advantage of winning the game, and then possibly, obviously now series is on the line for both teams. Detroit can make a case they should be up 3-2, but they're not. But it's not like they should have any lack of confidence that they can't win.
Next general manager of the Philadelphia 76ers will have a mandate to take a collaborative approach to winning and chasing an NBA title after Daryl Morey's firing. Bob Myers, who's overseeing the GM search, said this is a blue blood organization. We're committed to winning. You need good people that are in harmony. He didn't specifically say Daryl was doing his own thing, but hard to hear that and not think anything else. So Bob ran the Warriors by committee. Jerry West had a big say, right? He was in harmony with others, so... Pointing the finger at Daryl Morey.
Bob Myers guy.
Yeah.
You love Bob Myers.
I don't know that I do, but okay. The smartest thing he did in Golden State was bring Jerry West aboard and let him have a big say. The Warriors coaching staff will look different under Steve Kerr next season. The top assistants, Terry Stotts and Jerry Stackhouse, will not return. Their contracts expired. Both are looking for head coaching opportunities elsewhere. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NFL.
NFL schedule has been released. The Seattle Seahawks will host the New England Patriots in a Super Bowl rematch in the season opener September 9th at Lumen Field. First Super Bowl rematch we've had in the opener in a decade, but we're getting it this year. I can't imagine that you were watching the marathon show reveal or schedule reveal show last night.
I did not even know there was a marathon schedule reveal show until right now.
Oh, really? I was channel surfing around and hit it, and it was there was too much. I just don't know how the NFL puts together such a great schedule. Okay, click. Thanks. Bye.
I did not know there was such a show.
New York Giants wide receiver Malik Neighbors underwent a cleanup procedure on the right knee he tore the ACL in. So will he be back cleaning it up in advance of camp? Colorado Buffaloes head coach Deion Sanders and his son Shadur went through hell. That is a quote. Those three words, went through hell during a turbulent pre-draft process in rookie season with the Browns. Deion says when he takes off his shirt, I see the scars on his back that he's been through hell, but he's made it through hell. That seems pretty dramatic.
Well, he's played his kid as the victim all along. I mean, I don't understand why people want to be victims. What do you get from having sympathy from other people? Is that something tangible that you can take to the bank, literally? People love to be the victim. I was listening, saw a thing from Donovan Mitchell, how his mother had to struggle to make sure they graduated from country day school. Everybody wants to be the victim. What's the point of being a victim? What does that get you?
DJ and PK.
Hashtag college football.
Paul Feinbaum said critical comments from LSU coach Lane Kiffin towards Ole Miss, his former team, are because Kiffin is upset that he's not allowed to coach the Rebels in the college football playoff this past season, and that Kiffin is now trying to, quote, wipe Ole Miss off the face of the earth. Man, a lot of drama this morning in college football. Wipe Ole Miss off the face of the earth.
I think Lane Kiffin is upset that nobody had been talking about Lane Kiffin for a week.
It's probably a factor.
And this is a way to get the attention back on Lane Kiffin. This guy is a genius at having most of the stuff around him focus on him.
You don't use social media the way he does unless he's trying to do exactly what you just said, PK.
I would pay you money, DJ, to go on social media shirtless.
Not happening. DJ and PK.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life's sleep.
This year, experience the NHL playoffs your way. Want to watch a single, do or die Game 7, a full week of heavy-hitting back-and-forth series? Then check out Sling's 1, 3, and 7-day passes. Watch the Chase for the Cup on ESPN and TNT, starting as low as $4.99. No long-term contracts or overpaying. Just live hockey at home or when you want it. Sling lets you do that. Visit sling.com to learn more.
Good news for your gas tank. Every day through May 17th, shop at BJ's Wholesale Club and get an extra 5 cents off a gallon on a same-day fill-up at BJ's Gas. Buy practically anything, any day, and save. That means on Monday, extra 5 cents off gas. Tuesday, extra 5 cents off gas. Wednesday, Thursday, yada yada right through Sunday, get 5 cents off a gallon of gas. Shop for what you want, when you want at BJ's to save on gas every day through May 17th. Visit bjs.com/gas promo for details.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
Here's the pitch. Ground ball towards the middle, a base hit. That'll score 2. Down the line is Contreras. Here comes Sanchez. To third goes Vaughn, and Rengifo's hot homestand continues.
Throws one here, and Will hits it high and deep toward right center field. It's carrying. It is back to the wall. It is over the wall. A home run for Will Smith. The first time he's ever led off a major league game. He leads it off with a home run.
Hanafi from the belt deals. Soto swings and tags this one deep to center. Perez back onto the track. He's at the wall. Gone! Juan Soto goes deep. The Mets have hit 4 home runs today.
Mets hidden some more. They have to break out at some point, right? They got to get this together. They're still under 500. 9-4 win over the Tigers, but they're still 7 games under.
Well, I think that over the course of 162, baseball is the great equalizer. And a lot of times you end up being who you are. There was a guy, I think his name was Davis, hit a big home run in the World Series when Cleveland was playing the Cubs, and he had gone to Deer Valley High School in Glendale, Arizona, where I student taught. And he had, I think it was 3, maybe 4 years in a row. His batting average was exactly the same. So a guy like Juan Soto, who we just played here, obviously, then he's a player, right? So he's going to have hot streaks. Now, the Mets as a team, maybe they have been overvalued in terms of talent. But, yeah, I think the individuals will end up most likely. Occasionally you have bad seasons and so forth, but usually in this sport that you are who you are.
You want somebody who's hitting and kept hitting. The Cincinnati Reds, 15-1 winners over the Washington Nationals at home. They absolutely battered the Nationals. The Reds are in last place, and they're 2 games over 500. And they won yesterday and gained ground on no one because all 5 teams in the Central Division won again yesterday. It is crazy, PK. Most of the money on the coast, the flyover states. These teams in the Central Divisions don't tend to have as much money, don't tend to build powerhouses the way we see in the Eastern and Western divisions. But, man, none of that stuff is holding true this year. The Central Division, all 5 teams with winning records. And early on, maybe it's a little bit of an oddity. You think it's going to level out at some point, but as you pointed out yesterday, we're more than a quarter of the way through the season, and they've still all got winning records.
Yeah, I think the Cubs are legitimate there. And in the other league, the White Sox, first time they've been over 540-plus games into the season since 2022. Their over-under was like 67.5. And they are a lot better this year, and good for them. And they got the Rookie of the Year, the Japanese kid who's bombing home runs left and right.
White Sox hot. They've won 8 of the last 9 at home. The Cubs have won 15 in a row at home, and they're going to meet this weekend. We got a lot of the interleague rivalries happening. The Cubs are going to Comiskey to play the White Sox this weekend. And the Yankees and Mets will meet, and the Dodgers and Angels and all the other rivalries. Florida, Texas, Ohio, the teams in those states all squaring off. Does this get into it a little more? You're into it every day. I don't know if you can get into it a little more, PK. These stadiums fill up, though. Everybody in these towns loves this stuff.
You're talking about specifically the interleague play?
Yeah, well, not just the interleague play, but the interleague play on the weekends when you're playing your cross-town rival or your in-state rival. You know, the Cleveland and Cincinnati are playing, Texas and Houston playing.
There's an interleague game every day, basically.
There has to be with 15 teams, yeah.
Right. You're talking about the rivals. I meant to say that. I didn't.
There's like 10 teams that don't really have a
different.
Rival. Yeah.
And the fans have responded. The fans have spoken.
Yep.
And
they want it every
fans, ultimately, the game is for them, right? You need them to be involved. And if they're involved and you draw 10 to 15,000 more folk, absolutely. I went to an Angel Dodger game one time here a few years back when we were down for Pac-12 Media Days, and the place was packed. Yeah, and you can feel it was something a little different of the, not necessarily the humdrum, but the routine of 162. It's like if the Yankees and Red Sox come to National League teams, there's a buzz.
Yep.
You know, I told you several years back, the Yankees came to Phoenix. My sister bought tickets for all three, went to one, sold the other two, and she made a bundle.
Yeah, nice. You're a Michigan guy. Detroit-Toronto, is that a legit rival, or they just throw them together? They're close enough. It just has to do, and they got to play somebody.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a legitimate rival. I can't speak to that specifically, but obviously the geographic distance, as it is a lot of places. We used to joke with my wife's family, no matter where you were, Detroit was 4 hours away. Chicago, Cleveland, Cincinnati, everywhere. Oh, it's just 4 hours away. And we made that joke with them. Whether it was or not, I didn't know. But they always said, oh, yeah, everything. Yeah, it's not that far. It's just like driving from, Provo to St. George or something. So I can't speak that there's a specific rivalry, but that's my father-in-law, who was born and raised in Switzerland, actually entered the U.S. through that path, which is then obviously where he met my mother-in-law.
Nice. That reminds me of the movie The Jackal, the remake with Bruce Willis. That's how he entered. Good movie.
Yeah, because it is so close.
Yep. Yeah. Sailed in a race. It's pretty slick. Bees and El Paso continue their series tonight. Tony Park's on the call. Listen at 6:30 here on 1280 The Zone. DJ and PK.
#RSL.
RSL takes on the Colorado Rapids tomorrow night. First leg of the Rocky Mountain Cup. Colorado, not off to a terrible start, but not really a good one. A little below average, kind of playing C-minus soccer here out of the gate. Great chance for our RSL to put 3 more on the board. We will talk with Pablo Mastroni, RSL head coach, coming up in our next segment. And the Utah Royals, unbeaten in their last 7, take on Racing Louisville at America First Field. Pablo's at 9. Sorry. The game's at 7:30. I thought that's early. I know. That's early for Pablo. That's the thing. The game's 7:30 tomorrow night. Pablo's coming up at 9 a.m. Utah Royals, Sunday. They'll be at America First Field, 6 o'clock kickoff with Racing Louisville. See if they can stretch that streak to 8 in a row. DJ and PK.
#golf.
Scotty Scheffler among 5 players sitting atop the leaderboard at the PGA Championship at 3 under after first-round play. Second-round play already underway outside of Philadelphia. About 45 minutes or so outside of Philadelphia at the Aronimink Golf Club in Pennsylvania. Scotty Scheffler near the top of the leaderboard. I saw the Golf Channel was doing it was actually CBS because I was here and Yak and I were watching it. And they had a whole thing about his strokes per round and strokes per round versus the field. And it was pretty clear that Scotty Scheffler crushes it on the weekend, and you have to get him early. And in this tournament, they did not get him early, PK. So if it holds to form, what he's been doing this year, he tends to start slowly in those first 18, do a little better on Friday, and then play really well on Saturday and Sunday. And then we know he's got 3 second-place finishes in a row. But shared the lead, so he is set up. If he can keep that same trend going, he's set up to win big here.
Yeah, we shall see. I mean, you never know with golf. I mean, Rory blew up yesterday, and they asked him about it, and he responded with an expletive.
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny. I laughed when I read it and then saw the press conference after the fact because I was at the ESPN Open, or I don't know if it's called the ESPN Open, but it's the ESPN Tour at Copper Rock with the ladies trying to make it to the LPGA Tour. Followed a bunch of them yesterday. That was a lot of fun. One lady was walking a dog following her daughter. She had a dog the whole time. She was actually in the threesome with the BYU player, MJ. And so I was there and then went later and watched it when I got home. And scores are low. I mean, scores are high, I should say. They aren't that low. And Scheffler is the biggest name. I mean, he's usually the biggest name, and that lends to some type of mental pressure from the other guys thinking, oh my gosh, I got to make this because Scotty's going to make it, that type of thing. And you play with that mental. Some people would be an albatross, others flourish in it. We shall see. You know, it's obviously still early. See what happens today.
Scotty Scheffler with an early tee time. He's already out on the course. He's starting on the back nine, and he bogeyed his very first hole, the 10th hole. So you
see, he's choking already.
He's now 2 under, and you got a half dozen guys. Patrick Reed, probably the biggest name there. Minwoo Lee, among that group at 3 under. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NHL.
Bounces over far side. Here's Davidoff through the middle. Shot, scores! And there it is for Ivan Davidoff. First Stanley Cup playoff goal. It's another power play marker.
Barbashev cut it off. In front of drive. They score! It's Dorofeev. An insurance goal. A steal along the boards for the Knights. And a great pass. Pavel's got 8 in the postseason.
The Vegas Golden Knights punched their ticket there in the Western Conference Final 5-1. They beat Anaheim, so they win that series 4-2. Now Vegas faces Colorado in the Western Conference Final, while the Montreal Canadiens take a 3-2 lead over Buffalo with a 6-3 win. And they will play again Sunday in Game 6, 6 o'clock on ABC. If the Canadiens win, they're on to play Carolina in the Eastern Conference Final. Edmonton Oilers fired their head coach, Chris Knobloch, after back-to-back Stanley Cup runs. They went out in the first round this year, so he's out. Former Vegas Golden Knights coach Bruce Cassidy, the Oilers' top candidate. He is expected to get that job. That's what's trending, brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. Bob Casper, Real Golf Radio, scheduled to join us at 8 o'clock. Talk PGA Championship with him. Pablo Mastroeni, RSL head coach, at 9 o'clock. And David Locke, radio voice of the Utah Jazz. Hopefully going to join us later this morning. Yock's still working on him, getting a time for him. DJ and PK, that's what's ahead. We will get to the question of the day. Inspired by Ronnie Mack's visit, is he on point or is he missing something? We will get to that next. Stay with us.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good night's sleep.
This year, experience the NHL playoffs your way. Want to watch a single, do or die Game 7, a full week of heavy-hitting back-and-forth series? Then check out Sling's 1, 3, and 7-day passes. Watch the Chase for the Cup on ESPN and TNT, starting as low as $4.99. No long-term contracts or overpaying. Just live hockey at home or when you want it. Sling lets you do that. Visit sling.com to learn more.